Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie and Infernape, and this is my team builder and battle for week 6 of season 6 of the Major Pokemon League. So this week I'm playing Bill Standish, coach of the Adelaide Honchkrows. Hopefully I was close to pronouncing that correctly. So last week I did play my good pal Omega Jolteon in what was a fun but pretty hacksy game. And I did win, but due to some hacks, so hopefully this week I can win and there will not be hacks. But I'm just going to try to get right into the team builder and just get right into it. So I'll read off his team and have my team on screen as well. So his team is Mew, Weavile, Thunder's Eye, Amoonguss, Quagsire, Mega Kangaskhan, Alolan Marowak, Hitmonchan, Fortress, Goodra, and Clefairy. His Z Crystal users are Mew, Hitmonchan, and Clefairy. So he's got a scary team. He's got a lot of threats like in the beginning, like the Mew, Weavile, Thundurus, the Mega Kang. And he's got a lot of other like more subtle threats, but still annoying mons to prep for, and like that make this matchup pretty tricky. Like the Goodra, the Fortress to an extent, just because it hazards and kind of forces some fire coverage. The Marowak, the Hitmonchan to an extent. The Amoonguss is fat. The Quagsire is fat. Clefairy is pretty fat. And can be kind of troublesome. So really, he just has a lot of annoying mons on his team to deal with, and I mean, some mons like I want to kind of not look at too much and just consider that, and just not really consider too much in the matchup. But I feel like everything does have some viability, at least to some extent. But first off, I do have this Stunfisk right here, which is my primary Thunderous check. That's really what it's here for. So the moveset here is Stone Edge, Pain Split, Stealth Rock, and Earthquake, as you can see. So the offense, yeah, the 28 attack right here, so I can 2KO. I typed it wrong in my notes. I said 2KO Stunfisk, but it's supposed to say 2KO Thunderous with Stone Edge. It's like a no HP Thunderous. But that is so I can take hits from it pretty comfortably, and then also just hit it hard with Stone Edge. Hopefully I can hit both, or at least hit one, and if rocks are up, then it'll be really low, and in range of some other things. But still, this is just a nice check to be Thunderous. The Spit so I can live 2 HP Ices from modest specs. Thunderous after I take rocks, and that calc does include my lefties. So, I mean, that's just really just investing as much as I might need to. The reason my HP stat is so low is so Pain Split can benefit the most. That way I can like gain back the most % of health from Pain Split. And that's why I'm investing in my defenses as much as I can and not having to invest in my HP as much as possible. And the speed is just like to creep his Clefairy a little bit and maybe outspeed that hopefully. So yeah, and just rocks are nice in the matchup, and yeah, pretty self-explanatory there. So next we got a Fizdef Umbreon. This thing's just max. It's here to take hits from Weavile, from Mega Kang, from Marowak. I mean, it can maybe force Hitmonchan to take rock helmet damage if it's physical Goodra or physical Thunderous helmet damage. So it's just a nice mon. I'm a little bit worried about getting its rock helmet knocked off from Weavile and not being able to check the Kang as effectively. But I do have a secondary switch into Weavile being my Feeny, and also like Kang, I can pivot around and maybe even go into Stunfisk and get a static, which could be helpful, which could be really helpful for some other things on my team. Yeah, moveset Foul Play, Heal Bell, Moonlight, and Taunt. Taunt's really nice to allow me to kind of break down some of his slower stuff like Amoonguss, Quagsire, Clefairy, and even the Fortress and the Marowak. Honestly, I mean, if I'm faster than that, which I don't really have any speed, so I don't know if I'll be faster than the Marowak. But I didn't want to play any speed games or play any mind games with that. I just wanted to be as bulky as I could have been to take hits from that, as well as like Weavile and Kang as well as I could have. And Heal Bell is nice, so if something like Amoonguss Toxics me, then I can get rid of that, or even if Quagsire does, then Toxic will synchronize back to him and I can Heal Bell and get that off. And it's just nice to be able to stop any statuses from being annoying, or even if the Amoonguss sports something else on my team, that can Heal Bell and bring them on back and wake it up. So it's just a nice set. And the reason I have Moonlight over Wish is because I felt like I needed these other 3 moves, and I felt like I felt like I need to be able to heal immediately, and cannot afford to have a Wish to be thrown up in the air, in which I might not be able to live the next hit. Like versus the Amoonguss, I feel like it does a little bit too much damage with Sludge Bomb. It might be able to get a poison too from Sludge Bomb, so I feel like I need the immediate recovery from Moonlight there. So next we got Ozzy Lucario, Scarf Lucario here. I'm adamant and with the speed, so I can outspeed a Goodra that's creeping max speed modest Feeny. I was really unsure what speed to carry. I mean, I don't think Goodra will be scarfed if he brings it, but it still could be, and I want to creep that and carry as little speed as I need to, but still carry the speed that I do need to carry to outspeed things on this team. The moveset is pretty straightforward. Dual stab hits a lot of things on his team. E-speed is for like Scarf Thundy or Agility Thundy, even like anything else that would outspeed me. And then EQ is good coverage for the Marowak mainly, and also it does do some neutral damage to Amoonguss. So if I can spam that late game, like if Thundurus is gone, then actually it's pretty free to click versus his team in the late game, because he actually does not have a single ground resist, because his Steel type is part, because his Bug type is part Steel and his Grass type is part Poison. So it's pretty free to spam Earthquake late game. So that's why this Adamant Band of Lucario is really nice. It could be a good Widcon, and also checks the Scarf, or checks a Mega Kang. Next we got my Kabia Tapu Fini here. So the speed is like an outspeed a Goodra that's creeping max speed Modest and Polion. So I'm not giving too much speed on this, but I can hopefully still outspeed Goodra, and if I don't outspeed it, then that means he is losing out on some bulk or on some offense. So I feel like it was a good enough trade-off, and I feel like I'm fine carrying the speed that I have here. And then the defense, so I can live an Adamant Band or Power Up from Goodra from full. Just so basically this thing can take any one hit from Goodra, and can hopefully outspeed it if he creeps how I think he will. I mean, that is if the Goodra even comes. But the moveset's pretty nice. Moonblast, Surf, Knockoff, Taunt. I wanted Ice Beam for the Amoonguss, but I felt like a Knockoff is better overall. As if I can knock off its possibly Assault Vest or Black Sludge or something that can help my other mounts weaken it down. And I mean, Ice Beam does do some nice damage, but he can just switch out and get that back with the regen. So I feel like a Knockoff is better in the long term. The Taunt allows me to break down some of the slower things, like Amoonguss, Quagsire, Clefairy, Fortress, and also get Taunt and Fortress, not let it get a Hazard because I'm not bringing Defog this week. It's just nice to stop a lot of the slower mounts from healing. Or if I even outspeed Mew, which I don't even think I can outspeed any variant of Mew, but still, that was a sacrifice I was willing to make, because I think I'll carry enough speed on Mew to which I need a lot of speed on Fiend to outspeed it, and I don't want to do that, because I want to be as bulky as possible when it takes some special hits, like hit from the Goodra if it is special. I want to take that decently, also not be too immediately threatened out by Thundurus or by a special Mew. So I feel like having some special bulk is still valuable there, while also having some physical bulk for things like Weavile and like the King maybe. So it's just nice having some mixed bulk here. So that's why I feel like I didn't need to sacrifice too much speed. Next we got Swellow. The first time bringing Sarah the Swellow actually. Just haven't had a chance yet. I haven't really wanted to, but I felt like this matchup does give it some does have some merit and has some value. I'm not sure what words I was trying to say there, but Swellow definitely has some value here. It did in some previous matchups, but I felt like it didn't fit on the team I wanted to bring. But I felt like this week it does have what I want. I feel like his Weavile is not going to be max speed, because I feel like he's going to expect me either to not bring Swellow or to maybe make Swellow Scarfed, or maybe make Swellow not max speed, not trying to speed tie. I mean, he might try to speed tie with me, in which case his Ice Shard could outspeed my Quick Attack. But hopefully I can win a speed tie or just be faster than him if he's not that much speed. He also could try to go Adamant. I don't think he quite outspeeds Megalodios, but Megalodi doesn't need to carry max speed Timid anyways if I bring it, which I'm not, mainly because of the Weavile and being able to pursue trap me. Also because Thundurus outspeeds me anyways, and I just didn't feel like I needed Latios in the matchup, and I feel like he's gonna expect me to bring it, so I feel like he's gonna kind of over prep for it. So I feel like I don't need Latios in the matchup. So I feel like Swellow does do some things that Latios does better, just because Swellow's faster. And Swellow hits really hard. It does 2KO a lot of things on his team. 2KO's Clefairy. It can 2KO Quagsire. It is a beast. This thing just hits so hard. The Roost I have there in that last slot, or well, I guess third, really the last slot I was thinking about, because I knew it when he dual stab and the Quick Attack. So Roost is there over like Defog or like Sub or whatever, just because I feel like Roost could be valuable. I'm not really gonna be able to Roost versus too many things, just because like I don't avoid a 2KO from many things on this team. Like Clefairy, I think Moonblast is rolled to 2KO me, but outside that, like everything else, even like his defensive mons like Amoonguss and Quagsire can still 2KO me. Or I think Quagsire can't quite 2KO me, so if he tries to just heal and spam that, whereas me, I just like lose damage from being burned, then he might think that he can beat me back and Roost off and try to take down the Quagsire and beat that a little more effectively. And also Roost could be helpful to stay healthy. Like it's also there, like if Kang wants to Sucker Punch me, if I'm really low, then I can Roost and then be healthy enough to live another Sucker Punch after that. So it's just nice having Roost, and I felt like it could be helpful in the matchup. It could be helpful in the game here. So last but not least, we have my Nihilego, so Sludge Wave, Grass Knot, Slice Shock, and Power Gem. Originally I had Toxic Spikes, so I thought they could be pretty nice in the matchup. If the Amoonguss either didn't come, or if I could knock it out early. So I felt like this coverage is really nice and gives me everything that I need. as I can hit a lot of things hard on his team. The Poison Z move allows me to hit the Mew, the Amoonguss, can make a Kangri hits a lot of things hard. I wanted HP Fire, but I felt like Power Gem is the best overall, as that does allow me to hit the Marowak, while also allowing me to hit like the Fortress for pretty good damage. As if I carried hit by Fire in that last slot, I can't really hit the Fortress super hard, and I felt like Power Gem was the best compromise there. Side Shock is it's nice for the Amoonguss mainly. Also, like if Gudra's like AV or like really Spadef, then Side Shock would be doing the most out of anything. Grass Knots for the Quagsire, just have something to hit that, as if I didn't have Grass Knot, I do get kind of walled, or very walled, but Grass Knot is there to easily, I think, to Oko Quag, so Grass Knot's really nice. And then the max speed on this is so I can, the max speed just so I can carry as much special attack as possible, and so I can get the speed boost, so that's just why I have as much speed as possible. And also, I mean, I can outspeed max speed Jolly King. That's what I was going to creep, but I wanted as much speed as possible, so then that allows me to hit as hard as possible. So, this is a nice site. It's a good breaker. I can really pressure his team a lot if Fortress or Gudra doesn't come, and this thing is just a nice offensive mod to pair well with my Scarf Luke to win late game, or even with my Swallow. So, this is a team right here, and I'll get into the battle in just a moment. Alright guys, so I'm back with the battle, as you can see here. So I'm still on the other side because I was still playing on my Pokemon Sun copy. So for some reason it like doesn't let me save the battle from my side. So I don't know, it's been weird. Like I've tried to fix it, it just hasn't worked out. I don't really know the issue, but next week it should be fixed because I just beat my Pokemon Ultra Moon copy, so I should be able to Mega Evolve in that game very soon. So I should be able to battle on that game, and then have the game be from my side for the video. But my team, as you saw in the team builder, is Umbreon, Stunfisk, Lucario, Dothifini, Swallow, and Nihilego. Not bringing my Megalodius this week for the first time. And my opponent, Bill, brings the Thundurus, Mega King, Mew, Clefairy, Weavile, and Amoonguss. So I'm just going to hop right into battle. I think I lead with Stunfisk, wanting to get up rocks, if I recall correctly. His potential Z Crystal holders in this game could be Mew or Clefairy, based on what he brought. So we do have to watch out for a Z move on Mew. Probably not Clefairy, because it's probably going to be Eviolite, but I guess we never know. So I'm just going to lead I lead with Umbreon, not Stunfisk, because I feel like Umbreon was a safe lead, and Umbreon is pretty nice versus most things. He does lead with Thundurus, and I don't want to just get plopped by Focus Blast and lose a lot of health immediately. So I am going to switch out in my safe switch and being my Stunfisk, and maybe get rocks turn 2. As he does actually just go for the U-turn, I guess predicting that, or even just staying. If I stayed in with Umbreon, then like that was a fine play. That actually would have been really good if I stayed in, because then he would have lost like 16% to my Rocky Helmet, and then that would have been really nice, and that would not lost much health at all, and probably could have done a decent chunk to whatever he brought in. So in does come the Weavile, which does scare out my Stunfisk and is not good for me. As I do switch into, I think I just go hard on my Lucario. No, I go hard into Tapu-Fini, as I think he does make the safe knockoff play, but I'm still going to be healthy enough to where I can live a Poison Jab even after I'll lose my Kabia, just because Fini is pretty fat. And I think this was a life for Weavile, if I recall. Yeah, it was. So I do lose a good chunk, but I can still live a Poison Jab, just barely. Like, even if it gets a max roll, I do live. So that is good, as he does switch out like a thought of it. I think I like knockoff, not expecting him to stay in, because he should be able to see the calc and know that he probably is not going to kill with a Poison Jab. So I did go for knockoff and get rid of the Amoonguss's Assault Vest, which is great for me. I'm just going to go right into but Nihilego? No, I go into Adam, the Umbreon, as, I mean, since the train's up, even a Sludge Bomb poison. Even a Sludge Bomb cannot poison, so I felt like that's fine. So he does bring in Thundurus. I don't think he's picking this. I think he just thought I'd stay in, but that's still fine. As I'm just going to stay in, I think he'll go for the U-turn. We saw, though, he's not, I mean, I don't know what item he is. He was not Life Orb, but he could have been Specs, so he could go for a Specs Focus Blast this time. But I can take that as, he does go for the U-turn, does some damage. But he does take some damage from the Rocky Helmet. I think I just go right for a safe foul play. As in does come the Clefairy. Yeah, I did go for foul play, which does not a lot, but I think it showed he's kind of Spadef, or maybe not max Fizz Def. I forget. It was so little damage that I couldn't really tell too well. But I do go for the taunt here to stop him from doing any shenanigans, as he does go right for the knockoff, which is unfortunate. I don't like having my helmet gone, as that is pretty bad. But now this thing can switch into the Weavile at least more comfortably, so that's good. and I don't have to worry about getting my item knocked off in the Weavile, so I mean, that's something, but I would like to have my helmet on for King still. But I can just go right into my Nihilego pretty safely. He might click knockoff again, but I'm holding up the Poison MZ, so it's not going to be able to knock that off, and that will do nothing. It does, yeah, very little. So I think I just go right for the Z Sludge Wave, as he really does not have a good switch, and he did not bring a Poison Resist. Or no, I think I just go right for the Sludge Wave the first time, just to see what he does. He might stay in with Clefairy, he might, probably is going to switch out. As in does come the Amoonguss. I'm not going to be able to kill with a Sludge Shock, but a Z Sludge Wave will kill, so I just go right for the Z Sludge Wave, as he does not have a good switch, and he did not bring a single Poison immunity or resistance, so I'm just going to go right for the Z Sludge Wave. As you can see, the Acid Downpour, and that is going to do a lot to the King. If he is offensive and has like no bulk, it has a decent chance to kill a normal King, so this might be able to just knock out the King. If not, then I can just pick it off the following turn. Hopefully he doesn't have Sucker Punch, and if he doesn't, then I'll be really healthy. If he does, I can still live that, but you know, I mean, I'll still be around and just be weaker. So I don't kill, but it looks like he's very offensive and not like any HP at all, or very little, because that almost killed. So I'm just going to go right for, I think, a Sludge Wave again. It was a safe play, it was fine, as he does have the Sucker Punch. I just had 4 attacks, I can't really do anything about it. I do lose a good chunk of health, and I'm pretty low, but I can at least pick off the King and be at +1 speed, so that's going to make it a little bit more tricky for him to find his initial switching and what he wants to bring in to check this, as I do get the speed boost. So I think he brings in the Amoonguss, as it can take any one hit, as yeah, in does come the Amoonguss. So if he does not have the Stomping Tantrum, which this thing does get, which is pretty cool, and he's probably going to bring it, because it is good coverage, but if he doesn't, then I can live and he hits still. Even like a Gig Drain will not kill me, as I do go for the Side Shock, which does a good chunk, as he does go for the Stomping Tantrum, which was a cool tech on his end, and that's going to be able to knock out my Nihilego. That's alright. I did get rid of the King, which, sorry, I don't know what, I don't know where I ended there, but I meant to pause the battle, not my recording. But as I was saying it, I got cut off. It was good that I got rid of the King, because then with my Umbreon not having its helmet, that's not a big deal anymore, because then I don't need it for King. I don't need to get that damage on it. So Umbreon is not as pressured by King, and I'm not as scared of King anymore. As well, I mean, it's gone, and I'm not as worried about that. So I'm just gonna bring my Swallow here, which I think is gonna switch. But in case if he doesn't, I'm just gonna click Brave for here. Is since I don't have my Guts yet, I don't have my Flame Orb activating my Guts yet, a Facade won't kill this, so I do have to go for the Brave Bird if I do want to kill, as it does actually just stay in and sacks off the Amoonguss. You might have thought I would have clicked Facade or something, expecting to switch. I mean, a Brave Bird would have done more than anything else to like a Mew or Clefairy that would come in. So I mean, that was still probably my best play, but I just didn't want to necessarily take the damage from the Brave Bird. But it's fine, though, I'm still fairly healthy, and I think he brings in Mew, which I don't know yet. This thing's bulk. If it's max Fizz Def, I think I can still 2KO it, but I don't want to get plopped by a Thunderbolt or Ice Beam or anything, so I'm just going to right and do my Umbreon, which will be able to chew any hit. Even Aura Sphere, I think I can live an Ice Beam plus an Aura Sphere. I think a Z Aura Sphere would kill, but yeah, no, I think Z Aura Sphere would kill. There is a roll, but I think I just go for Foul Play or Taunt. No, I go for Moonlight, so I think there's a roll to kill. Or if you didn't want to go for that immediately, then I could have just healed on that. But I think it was actually a roll to kill, if I recall correctly. But he does have Clefairy, and so now I'm just gonna go right in my Stunfisk, using this as a chance to set my rocks, as he does still have the Thundurus and does still have the Weavile. So if I can get up rocks, that'll really help me chip down those, as I do need some damage on the Thundurus and do need some more damage on the Weavile. So I'm just gonna try to get rocks in now, as I can switch in on this Clefairy pretty comfortably. As he does go right for the knockoff, which gets rid of my lefties, which is a little annoying, but if I need more health later, I can just paint some of that back, which is great. As I do get at my rocks, which is really helpful. He could have Defog on the Mew or on something else, like the Thundurus, but it's still nice to just chip stuff down, as he does bring in his Thundurus. As I think I switched into my possibly Umbreon, just because it was a safe switch. Or no, I click Earthquake. No, right. Just to get off some damage and actually try to scout the Clefairy set, because I didn't really know how much bulk it had yet. So we do see lefties on this thing after we finally see its item. Is earlier we didn't get any indication of his item, but we do see lefties, so that's good to know. He's not Life Orb. Well, yeah, we knew he wasn't Life Orb, but he's not Specs, which could be scary. But yeah, so I'm just gonna stay in with my Stunfisk, which is really the designated switch in. I'm gonna click Stone Edge, which will do a lot, and I do land, thankfully. So that's gonna put it really low and in range to die these Stealth Rocks if he does wanna switch out. So here, I think he goes right for the Defog, to get rid of the rocks for his Weavile, and Mew, I guess, but I mean, it mainly hit the Weavile, as he does Defog, and I do go for Stone Edge, and I do actually land it, so his Defog did work, just to sacrifice his Thundy, but I don't have rocks up, so I actually got the crypt, which I did not notice, but it didn't matter at all, so in does come the Mew, or no, this is Weavile, not Mew, as now with no rocks, this thing can come in freely. I'm just going to go right in my Umbreon, which can chew any hit. I don't have to worry about losing my item anymore, because I don't have an item, so I can just chew any hit. I live the Ice Crash pretty comfortably. Well, not that easily, because it is still Life Orb, and it's going to do a good chunk, I think. But as long as he doesn't flinch me, I'll be alright. I might be able to live another Crash, so even if he does flinch me. I can definitely live another one, but I think I can live another 2, depending on rolls. But he does go right for the Brick Break, which does do a tad more, but I mean, I'm just going to Moonlight and heal that off, as he's losing health from his Life Orb, so I'm fine just playing this little Moonlight, and stall him out game. As I think now, I think I go for another Moonlight, or maybe I just Foul Played. No, I can live any 2-hits. I think I Moonlight again. Yeah, I just Moonlight. I really have no reason not to, because I just get healthy, and I don't know if I would have lived two Brick Breaks from that range. I think the second one would have knocked me out, so that's why I did not go for Foul Play yet, to get off some damage, as I think now I Foul Play, as he does switch, because I can live I can live any 2 hits from that point, so that's why I felt comfortable going for the Foul Play, as I do. As in does come with the Clefairy, which will take a little bit, but I think I taunted here to stop it from Calm Minding, or Self-Withering, or anything. No, I don't. Never mind. I just wanted the Umbreon to stay healthy. So I didn't taunt, yeah, but I do just go right in my Stumpfetch, which I think can live Team Moonblast, or it's a roll, maybe, no, it definitely lives 2. I think to live 2 from this range is a roll, as it does outspeed me, which is unfortunate, so my creeping didn't quite work, but it's alright. I mean, we saw that earlier with this creeping, but I do just go for rocks, which could help get damage on the Mew and get damage on the Weavile later too, so getting rocks back up is nice. As here, it's a roll for Moonblast to kill. I forget the exact roll, but if I live, I can just get off a Pain Split, which I do live on, I think, 2 HP. As I'm going to live, get off my Pain Split right here, which will do a lot. And, well, not too much. Actually, no, I did do a lot to him. Yeah, like, he lost over half of his health, and I gained back a fair chunk. I'm still at only, like, a third, but still healthier than I was prior to the Pain Split, so that's nice. So here, I think I switch out trying to keep this healthy. Yeah, no, I can keep it around to probably just keep differential, but still. I'm just going to right into my Swallow, predicting the Soft Boil, as he does do that exactly so. Facade will do a lot of damage to him. It won't quite kill, I don't think, but I can 2KO him, and I can live a Moonblast, so I'm just going to go right for the Facade. He's no switch, and everything on his team gets 2KO'd, which the code as Facade does not quite kill him. He lives on 1. As yeah, he was Spidef, not Fizdef, so does go for Moonblast and does a chunk. Does a little bit too much, so I'm not quite going to be able to reset off. As I just go right for another Facade, yeah, might as well. So I'm going to be able to pick up Swallow's second kill right here, which is awesome. So in comes the, I think he brings in the Mew, as, yeah, I was right. So he brings in the Mew, and here, I think he's going to want to bring this in so we can roost off, and just keep roosting and stay as healthy as he can till I die. Or no, is that what I do? No, I switch it right into Umbreon, because, no, he just goes right for Ice Beam right here. I mean, yeah, if he could have lived that hit and then just Ice Beamed and then knocked me out. It was later in the game that he roosted, that I thought he would roost spam. But anyway, so I'm just going to go right in my Umbreon and chew this hit pretty well. This Ice Beam does not do much at all. But he does get a freeze, so that is unfortunate. So, here, I think I just try to go for Foul Play and just try to thaw out, as I think, you know, it's fine, it's okay. There's really, like, there's not a lot of harm in just staying in Umbreon and just trying to thaw out. And I mean, this is what I want to have in versus Mew anyways, as he does Calm Mind, which is a bit scary, and I think I go for Foul Play, which does not thaw me out. And I don't think I went for Heal Bell, but in general, I think if you go for Heal Bell while frozen or sleeping, I think that should thaw you out, or make you not, or wake you up. I think really it should, like it does that for like any other, like if anything else when your team was frozen or asleep. Like, I think going for Heal Bell should wake you up. Like, I think it makes sense, but that's not how the game mechanic works, so I guess whatever, but I think it should. I mean, obviously it would have helped me in this scenario, but still, I think it does make some sense for Heal Bell to thaw me out if I went for it here, but whatever. So now this is kind of scary. I don't want him to just set up for free versus my frozen Umbreon, because I don't know when I'm going to thaw out. So I'm just going to write in my Tapu Fini, predicting him to do Ice Beam or to Calm Mind again, as in comes my Fini, which can hopefully knock off its item or just taunt it and limit it from just sweeping me, because at this point this thing could be a threat. Swallow, it will be doing over half, but Swallow is low, and Swallow cannot quite beat this Mew on its own, because, I mean, I can go for Facade and do a good chunk, but he can live that, and I can just roost that off, so that's scary. But I'm just going to go for the knockoff, as I should be able to live a Thunderbolt, as I think even a max roll wouldn't have killed me, or I think I needed maybe a max roll to kill me, I forget exactly. Or it depended on his investment. I wasn't quite sure of his investment yet, but I'm just gonna go right for the knockoff and get some damage on him, and get rid of his lefties, which will help my Swallow, which will help my Swallow, and then my Lucario beat it. I don't have Crunch. I do have Meteor Mash as my best way of hitting this. I did consider carrying Crunch, but I felt like Earthquake was a little bit better in that last slot, so yeah, don't have Crunch, which would help here, but it's alright. So I just go right for Taunt. He does Roost, just trying to heal, but Taunt is nice, so I force him to just stay in and attack. So I'm going to bring in my Swallow right here, as now that he's taunted, I can just click Facade and can either put this thing in range to die to a Meteor Mash, or he can just sack off Weavile, as he does just sack off the Weavile. So I mean, I don't have to worry about that. That's good. So now it's just after this thing goes down to Facade, which you'll see in a second, and Swallow picks up its third kill. It's just Mew versus the world, but this is definitely possible for him to pull this back, as my main check, being my Umbreon, is frozen, so that is scary. So I'm expecting him to want to bring in his Mew. Well, he has to. But I'm expecting him to click Roost here, as, I mean, he can live the Facade and then Roost off and be almost at full. So I thought he'd do that. So I clicked Roost myself, that way he can Roost, but I can still be healthy enough to where I can go for Facade and force him to attack to knock me out. That way he will be relatively low, and should be in range of being knocked out by a Meteor Mash. So he does Roost, which does almost nothing, so that's perfect. So I go for the Facade here, I think, or maybe Roost now, but I think just Facade. Yeah, I mean, I could have Roosted again and then still lived in one hit, because I would not be a flying type anymore. As he does, just Ice Beam does attack me and knocks me out, but I do get off good damage, and I think that is in range of a Meteor Mash for my Lucario, depending on rolls, and I'm not certain of his bulk yet. It was a little bit hard to tell, based on the calcs and also based on this not big showdown. But I'm going to bring my Luke and go for the Meteor Mash, which is my hardest move to hit this thing. I thankfully do land, and we do not knock him out. We do a good chunk, and we do get the attack boost, which does help me, as now he's going to Roost, but with the Roost, he's going to be healthy enough to, I think, where he lives another Meteor Mash. And this could be a little bit tricky if I miss enough mashes and if he gets a Thunderbolt Para. This could be a bit tricky. So I'm just going to ride for the Meteor Mash. Thankfully, we have seen his four moves being Calm Mind, Roost, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt, so it's not a Psychic to knock me out, so I can live a couple Thunderbolts. It will take 3 to knock me out, so I'm gonna have some chances to get another boost and get another crit, or get a crit. It is a 20% chance to get the boost, not ridiculously low, but not too high either. So I'm just gonna mash as he does live that one, does Roost off again. So hoping I can get either a crit or another boost, which will help me out here as I go for Meteor Mash. And I think I missed this time, or I missed soon. No, not yet. Sorry. As I know, I mashed as I think he just kind of gives up and just Thunderbolts, which is fine. I mean, he would need a lot of luck to win, or I mean, he wasn't even giving up yet, because if he did get the Para, then he actually could have been in a winnable spot. So that was not quite giving up, but I felt like that actually kind of was his best play. He's either, I mean, he saves some time and then just goes down the following turn, or gets the Para and actually is in a spot where he can bring us back. So that was a fine play on his end, as I do go for Mash to pick him off, and no, I miss. I mean, it's a 90% chance to hit, and I've hit most of mine, I don't know, all of them up until that point, so it's kind of justified eventually, but frustrating. So I'm gonna go for the Mash, as I don't think I kill yet. No, he lives. He goes for another Thunderbolt. Please just don't Para, please, and no Para. So thankfully, just land this Meteor Mash, please. As I do land the Mash, he did not get a Para, and we do pick off the Mew. We finally win this in a stressful 3-0. As if I was not able to win that there with Luke, then I mean Umbreon could have won if I thawed out, but I'm not sure when I would have thawed out. Yeah, not sure when I would have thawed out. And if I didn't thaw quick enough or at all, then Mew could have set up on Umbreon and then beat Umbreon, and then Stunfisk just gets picked off by Ice Beam. So that could have been terrifying. But we do eventually land enough mashes, and that boost that I got was really helpful. So GG to my good pal Bill Standish. So that was a good game, and we're now 5-1. We're looking pretty good. We are not going to have a losing record, which is awesome. At worst, I will have a 500 record, which is good for me. So that's awesome. I'll see you guys next week with week 7 against Uzi, coach of the Bullet Punch Club. So that would be a good one. I forgot to say that, I mean, there was not a video last Friday. That was because we did take a break week, which was announced on the MPL Twitter. I didn't make a video about that, and didn't say it in week 5 in my video, because at the time I did not know. But yeah, so there's break week, not just me failing and joining you guys. So yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week with the battle versus Uzi, and yeah, peace out, guys.